So guys, let me put my volume. Okay, there we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to WFSO Wrestling Talk. It's been like a couple, few struggles as a bit, some people, either my screw up or me, like somebody else just didn't, make it on time. So, I was going to talk to the guy that was running a promoter, but he had one of his guys, just to fill in instead to promote their like his brand or whatever. So without further ado, we're gonna bring in the real deal Jayden Steele. So this will be the first time, and this will be a little bit different. So you're gonna see how this goes. So just okay. So he's okay. Just wait for his mic to come on, and we'll just get started.
Hey, we hear me? Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Awesome. Yeah, sorry. Like technical difficulties trying to get in here.
No, that's fine. It happens. I understand. So I guess we can get started. Let's let people know who you are. Hello?
Can you hear me?
I think
There we go. I see him now.
Okay, yeah, it seems like your amp was kind of frozen, so I don't.
Yeah, it's like going in and out for connection.
Oh, that's. I guess we can just give it a try and just see how it goes. If not, we can just set something up another time. So we'll just try to go as
You there now?
again. Yeah, I'm here. You can hear me? Is it my end or I don't know. Can you hear me?
This is not enough Wi-Fi. All right, like this work.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah. All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so like it was going in and out, and like you were cutting in and on audio and video is freezing. So I was trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Are we? Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, it seems like a little bit better now. So explain to everybody that's watching or like who you are and all that.
Well, I'm a second generation professional wrestler. I go by the name of the Real Deal Jayden Steele. My dad was Tony Parks from the WWF in the 80s. He was trained by Randy Savage. He got his start in the Memphis territories with Jeff Jarrett and the Lawler primarily. And then from there, he shot like a rocket and went everywhere with Savage. Became, quote unquote, back to the day, name Savage's boy. And then years later, here I come, wanting to do the family business and do that wrestling thing, man.
So it's mainly like the family just kind of got you started with wrestling.
Yeah, man. Like I am to my core, to my bones. Like straight, pure fire wrestling. Like my old man, like it wasn't really normal childhood. Or come fly out, I take you to the arena. I'm gonna have all these wrestlers that are my colleagues babysit you while I go to the ring. And then I pretty much seen the curtain pulled for wrestling at a young age before I was even ready, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So did your father train you?
So I am trained by Tony Parks, my father, yes, and Rocky Johnson. So after my father finished, we met up with Rocky over at a cell barn in Missouri. And then after a couple conversations and $4,500 later, I am made by Rocky Johnson, man, and it was very surreal to sit there and look back at like seeing like a Hall of Famer now, and like being Samoan trained, you know, and the legacy that it's very honorable and it's a privilege. So I take pride in who I'm trained by. I call my founding fathers. I'm like really old school head, like when it comes to certain like mechanics. And then like being in today's realm of wrestling, you kind of have to like know when to put one foot in front of the other. It's not always going to be that way, as you know, wrestling changes over time. So you kind of got to figure out where to like splice like new and old together, and like not be too old and not be uncool guy. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean. So, how was the experience with training with well, besides your father, but with Rocky Johnson?
No, that man, that you know, like I don't know, like how everybody else is trained or like how they do theirs, but like with my experience compared from Rocky to my dad, like ass whipping on ass whipping, like brutal 3 months of my life. Like for sure, because whenever you mess things up, it was. I just remember being in Steele, Missouri, man, and like when I messed up with that red dot on me, like the punishments of doing like hundreds of like exercises or just like chops in the corner, man. That Chazat shot, like that. I could still sit here and like feel the sting on my chest, like when it comes to like all those chops that I took. But to be honest, it's a discipline from Rocky that like I thank him the most for, because of how like disciplined he made me in the ring. It was like, okay, just because you can take an ass whipping doesn't mean that like, you know, you're humble or you understand this business. He would break it down into a science of like, y'all see it as professional wrestling, but like it's an art. There's a reason behind this, you know. And you know, the pulling the curtain behind all of that good stuff, it was an honor. It sucks that he's not here today.
Yeah.
God bless his soul. It's a rough patch for me to like bring up a lot of things with Rocky because of like being trained and him not being there anymore, and like not having like one of your trainers. Like I never would have fathomed he'd be gone so soon. And you know, it's something that you kind of gotta. It's part of the business. Move on. The show must go on, they say. But I can swap stories, man, from him pulling up in his Cadillac at the cell barns to jumping out with all that drip and that go walk. You know, he was a great dude to be around. But like whenever you went to training with him, man, he was a whole different cat. He was a whole series like being. You ain't messing up and not regretting it. I'll put it that way.
Right. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, rest in peace to Rocky Johnson. Wish he was around a little bit longer, so maybe some history making stuff could have happened. So, when did you make your debut in wrestling?
So it would be late 2015, almost going into 15, I would say. I'd have to go back to my computer and look at the exact date because, like, obviously, yeah, I can remember that, man. It was I got my start in Pensacola, Florida, for this place called All Pro Wrestling, and the promoter at the time, like, he's passed away. I think he passed away. I think last year I heard. Tiny Tiswell, and then like I just hit him up, just randomly got a shot in the dark, and after I got trained by Rocky and Tony, went out to Pensacola, hopped in the ring for the first time, and it was a tag team match. And I was that guy. Like when you come in, like a lot of people in this business, like when you're near your green first match or whatever, they kind of throw you in there into the tag team slot. You kind of gotta like learn your way, or they're gonna like study and watch you, make sure you're all right. So here I am getting into the ring, doing a tag team match. I think it was like the semi-main for the tag straps on all things. So like here I am, my first match, and it's for the tag team titles. And like I'm like, what? I don't even have a tag partner. It's this guy that they just randomly paired me with named Minion. And I remember going against Kevin Lockhart and Jamie Powell, and Minion as my partner. And I don't even have the blue hair yet. I only have like the Jayden Steele tights, my boots, and all that good stuff. I haven't put the gimmick together. You know what I mean? It's
right.
Just like now I'm just trying to get it in. So about 15-20 minute semi-main, and then I remember I only did like a few things offensively, because like coming out of the curtain, it was just like butterflies, and it was like, oh crap, what did I get myself into? You know what I mean? Because it's like, did I bite off more than I can do? Am I really meant to do this? Like, am I going to embarrass myself? Am I going to be okay? Is my dad not going to be disappointed in me? And after I got in the ring, man, and like the butterflies and the anxiety was going all through me, I think I only did a few things offensively. I remember sitting there doing like this, it was a tag, and I immediately went up to frog splash. And I remember it took me it felt like forever to climb up there just to like frog splash. And then like when I did it, I was just so excited and nervous being green that like I just went for a cover immediately, and I was just like, oh snap! Like in my head, it's like, this doesn't make sense. Like I just got the tag. And then, like, I frog slash you without going for a pin. So I'm like, I got, like, the green guy butterflies. So, yeah, it was an experience, man. It was definitely an experience. Like, I kept the butterflies for probably about 3 months after my first match. And then, like, after the few matches underneath my belt, I kind of started getting more comfortable. And then I needed to figure out who Jayden Steele was and to develop the character, because this was just a kid with brown bushy hair, you know what I mean? Like the blue wasn't in there yet, and then like the character work, the catchphrases, none of that got put together.
Pretty cool. So like what is like kind of what your gimmick is? Like what is it?
So like Real Deal Jayden Steele, the best way that I could put it, because Real Deal's gotta be the separation between my character being the face and the bad guy. Because when I'm the bad guy, he officially goes to real heel. So like the real heel Jayden Steele would be like the bad persona. So like the real deal is pretty much the like, I ain't gonna tolerate your nonsense. I don't deal with bullies. I don't like people picking on anybody. I've come from like wrestling, comic book, all that good stuff as a kid, getting picked on with a sister that, like the toughest in the world. So I kind of got stuck in, and like fight after fight after fight. So like I never really tolerated that stuff, and being somebody who got bullied growing up, I kind of like put together this gimmick of like this guy that's second generation. Like, yes, I was born to do this. Yes, it's in my blood, but I am humble. I am passionate. I am confident. And then, like you bring in like the arrogance of like, like the accolades and stuff that I bring in, and then you get a very resilient, highly charismatic Real Deal, man. Like, put a microphone in front of my face, and then once the camera comes on, I'm a whole different cat.
Like the on and off switch. That's pretty cool. Were there any companies that you ever like wrestled for?
Yeah, man. So like I've done 14 extra appearances for WWE as an extra talent. Underneath, I got a couple of clips on there, but it's on the WWE network for the few that I got to actually do TV with. So like, and all of those appearances, get this, out of all those appearances, there was probably only like 3 or 4 total that like actually made it to TV. Oh. So like, yes, everybody thinks like you work for WWE, you got this big fancy contract, and you're a superstar. It doesn't work that way. So like when you're out here in the Indies and you're trying to make it, and if you're blessed enough to get the connections or get the call up to do extra talent, how that works is like you're going to be an independent contractor and X amount of dollars for that night, and then it's set and done. So like you're not going full on the road with them like everything else does. So only like probably 3 or 4 of them made it like to TV and aired, like the AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan table hot dog mustard segment in the back of the merch table. I was in that segment. That one aired. The Braun Strowman throwing the Singh brother across the table in the back of catering before he marches down the parking lot and then pushes over the car. That one I debuted on. That was my first ever appearance for WWE, and like I hit gold because I got used and I got put. I felt like I loved it, because like when you watch it over and you go back to like the clip, like dude, I'm straight on the camera and like they're like I got plenty of television time for my first time ever, so I'm like, whoa, I'm just over here trying to like fit in and just like keep quiet and make sure like Vince McMahon walked in before the segment even came on, and like dude, the whole room changed. Like, everybody was chit-chatty, talking, happy, and all that. And, like, dude, I'm nervous over here just trying to fit in when I get in. You know what I mean? Like, mind your P's and Q's because you're hearing, like, good and, like, bad stories. You're going to share stories, you know? Like, before you go in there, like, don't talk to this guy. Don't do this. Don't do that. So, like, after the rules, you know, you're just sitting there. You know, Paul comes in and looking around the room. And I was like, Paul's a really great guy. So, like, that was the first time I ever got to meet Triple H. And I will say this, like, he's about his business, and I don't have any complaints about him at all, man. Like, I love the way he carries himself, and he respected me 100%. Didn't even have to talk to me as much as he did, and, you know, like, I bless him for, you know, as kindly as he was. But I will say, when Vince came in, that was when the whole game changed, because, like, the whole room, like, just went quiet, and then he walks up, everybody's dead silence. And we're sitting around the table because, like, we know, like, Braun Strowman's sitting over there, the same brothers are over there. And then he looks right over at this extra talent that's, like, with us at the table. He's like, so, did you eat your Wheaties today? He doesn't even know how to answer me, you know? He's just, like, sitting there like bug eyes. And he just, like, goes. So, Vince immediately goes into, so I think he's going to go over here, trajectory, and then, like, we film it. And then, like, I was blessed enough that, like, when we did it, when we rehearsed it, it went two different ways. So, like, when he threw the guy, it went to the right, the left of me, so it wouldn't have been me on the screen. Like, if it would have landed, like, while they were, like, filming it, right? So, like, when we went into the actual, like, live to, like, film the bit, when he threw him, the guy came my way. So, like, I'm holding the same brother and I'm selling it, and that was, like, the first time I ever got to, like, catch my face on WWE TV, and I got, like, a really good shot in it. So I was like, wow, like, they got me staring down Braun Strowman, what? Like, you know, like, over there looking like I'm staring at Strowman, like, oh, it's a monster, you know? Like, I'm just a wrestling nerd, so, like, to me, that was, like, my all-time high when it happened, you know? Like, I went from wrestling in, like, little indie spots to, like, yo, here I am where my dad is, you know? So it was really special to me.
Yeah, it seems like pretty cool. I gotta look for that segment.
Oh, yo, I can send it to you after this, man.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. You know, as being like in the independent scene, like, were there any like places in the independent that you want to work at?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, there's always going to be like spots that you want to work, but right now I'm like really looking forward to NWE. That's coming up. The background that's in this podcast right now.
Yeah.
A lot of brothers and sisters that are on the card. It's going to be a great show. March 16th, Alabama. There's been like a lot of hype behind it. Everybody's talking. The streets are wanting to know what it's about, and then. So just the roster that NWE has got a really, really great, hardworking roster. So I'm just looking forward to being able to just tie up with like any of those cats because like the NWE brought in like some of the best like within the region, man. So like when I seen like what they were about and like what they were trying to accomplish, and I seen the vision, and I was like, I have to get on board. So shoot my shot, and then here I come around NWE. So like. That one I'm really looking forward to. Innovate and Defy. Those are two that I would love to get into independently. I shut out my to them, and I got a couple of people trying to pull strings, but yeah, that's a little bit like north of me. So you know, like right now I'm like working in the South Territory. So yeah, Innovate and Defy would definitely be on my list. NLW I would love to do. I would really love to do anything in the UK, just like one time, just to say I went over there. Like, personally, on my agenda, like, I'm a second gen, like I mentioned earlier. So, like, with me, I have, like, a to-do list of my wrestling goals before, like, I want to walk out of the business. So, like, I want to do a death match, at least one. My old man did a few others in Japan. He did Taipei death match. So, not normal ones that, like, you see over here in the U.S. So, I definitely want to do one death match. I definitely want to wrestle in Japan one time. There's like a few things on my list, man, like that are silly little quirks that probably wouldn't mean much, but like means a lot to me because I'm following like in my in my family's footsteps. So it's like, there's certain things that I want to retrace and relive. And then, I'm trying to break the mold and, make the Steeles, somebody recognizable from around the world and, put a face on everybody that I get to entertain, man. Life's good.
Yeah, that's good. Since you said there's a few things you want to accomplish, was there anything that you already have accomplished?
Yeah, so I've won, I've lost count of how many titles that I've won in the indies. So winning titles are fine and they're fun, but it's things that I want to do differently that in wrestling, because everybody does everything. So everybody does the same things. It's okay, so what can you do to change it? I want, for example, things that I do want. I want to be something simple, how many professional wrestlers do you know that are sponsored athletes are in NASCAR with Pepsi and Mountain Dew and all that good stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How cool would it be to be opening up doors for sponsorships that weren't in the wrestling realm to begin with? So I'm heavy into skateboarding. So I've gotten to get skateboarding apparel and skateboards itself, and put Jayden Steele graphics on there and take skateboarding into the prime world of wrestling and then merge them and try to put them together. You know what I mean? So trying to find the happy median of skateboarding hasn't really been merged with wrestling, and I do a lot of that in my side time, and it helps me with my mental. So I want to incorporate those two worlds together and put it on film for the fans around the world to see, and then offer a new product. Closest thing we've gotten was Darby Allin, I believe, with a skateboard.
Oh, Darby Allin, yeah.
It's got to go way deeper than that. You know what I mean? I want to definitely open the door and be yo, there's a lot more than just skateboarders out here. We get it in just like everybody else does. Just got to add the entertainment aspect into it. But we're working on it. It's a work in progress. But yeah, man, goals that I've accomplished is, going to hospitals for sick children. You know what I mean? Doing stuff like that, taking the time out of my day. I'm not John Cena. I'm not doing Make-A-Wishes. But, what I can do is I can go to that hospital and that kid that doesn't have very long, if I can put a smile on his face and, change his life for, however much, how he looks at it, dude. And, I kind of get choked up on it because, I recently lost one that, I was, really strong and connected to that I'd visit quite a bit. And unfortunately, he isn't here anymore. So, I'm trying not to, get too, emotional on that part of things. But that would be an example of, things that I like to accomplish. But, yeah, man, I got a lot of stuff on my list, man. I want to be, remembered, I want to leave this business with something changed with my name behind it,
Yeah, I understand that. You mentioned something about, mental. So how is mental illness is for you?
Between my professional wrestling and the skateboarding, man, if I didn't have those two things, I don't even know if I'd be talking to you, because those with my mental are my main two stabilities. There's just something about when I put on a pair of tights, I go from who I am now to Jayden Steele. And when I'm Jayden Steele, within that 5 minutes or that 30 minutes, it's it's super, you know what I mean? Literally feel like you're a hero or a villain. Adult cosplay, but whenever you eat, breathe, and sleep and you go out there, I'm a whole different character. Talking to you on a podcast, and then if you ever see me at a show in person, remember I said this, you'll be yo, you are daylight and dark difference from when I meet you in person to when I see you on a podcast. I'm just trained. I'll be happy go lucky, and then all of a sudden you're action, and then you're hold on, whoa, that was Jay. Man, I got the nature of the beast in me when it comes to that side of things. So,
Right, exactly. Because the same thing with me with the mental illness. If it wasn't for wrestling or for basketball, I wouldn't even be here. So I do understand that. you said you still got a few goals accomplished, but what do you see yourself within the next 5 to 10 years?
Televised all the possible, like 5 to 10 years, at least one. A lot of content getting pushed out.
Okay.
And I know that I will be carrying at least a handful of accolades along the way. That's 5 or 10 years. I see me televised somewhere in your living room going, yo, I met that blue-haired dude on a podcast.
Right. So like, was it anybody that you faced that you really like working with?
So, are you asking me my favorite, or are you in general, like anyone that I enjoyed working with?
I think we'll get to your favorite in a second, but I'm just talking about like people that you like facing against.
Yeah, so one of the cats that is actually a couple cats on this card in NWE I was talking about. Draven Lee, a really good cat. I worked with him in Crestview, Florida, and enjoyed chit-chatting it up, talking to him, working it out, getting in the ring. Like I would like to have a second match with Draven because I feel like it'd be so much better than the first. Because it's like after you get in there and you feel each other out, and then like kind of like click, and you're like, well, let's get it going, and you're just kind of getting your foot wet. I feel like that would be a banger coming out for the second one. Like Draven Lee, Chris Ford, I really enjoyed. He's just a funny cat, Chris Ford. Like I enjoy it because like he was one of those cats, man, that like you be in the ring and like you be getting it, like you be doing your thing, you're going through your sets, and then like he'll just sit there and just try to make you laugh out of the woodworks, or just like good stuff happens, I guess. Like when there's a camera and me and Ford on the same script, it's money moments. Like I remember going to Troy, Alabama, and I had to do this segment where I reinstate Chris Ford because I ended up, the storyline was we're feuding. I had to work him. I beat him, and it was for career versus career. Like he got himself into this position where he was trying to be undeniable, and then he was doing his heel stuff, and it led to like me getting into like a match with him, and it was like, why do I even got to be this, right? Because like I'm standing up for the company, and then like trying to like mess it up. So ended up winning that match. He gets fired, and then leading into I think it was a month after that. It might have been a few shows after, but like I reinstated him back, and then when we reinstated him back, we got such like real heat from the crowd, and one of these fans jumped up out of their seat and like literally came charging at us on the stage.
Wow!
And got like a literally almost grabbing distance from us on the stage. And was just like going off, man, about wanting to beat us down and all this other stuff. But I can't blame her because, like, Ford, whenever I reinstated him, right, this is a live promo. Like, this is all work, right? So, like, let me throw you to the mindset.
Okay.
So, like, I'm out there and welcome back, Chris Ford. And then give him a big send out. And here he comes. He snatches the mic from me, and I mean immediately, man. Like, not even time to blink. He just looks at a fan in the crowd, and he's like, sit out, Batty, before I come over there and slap the herpes out your mouth. And then by the time he even got that out of his mouth fully, she's like bull rushing us. So like in the middle of it, I'm turning around and I'm like, what did you just say? Like, yo, here she. So like we're working this, keeping straight face after hearing him say this, and then I had, who was it? It was the promoter's wife was sitting at the table behind us that we were on the stage on, like, so, and I'm hearing her in my ear telling me, Kate, say this and do this, and I'm like, oh my god, there's like so much stuff going on. This lady's coming like to kick our. You're over here complaining. This man just said some crazy off the top of the wall stuff, and it's like I just loved Ford, man. It's a good moment. Like the man always like he's not credited for some of the stuff that he could come up with on the fly for being a heel. I would say he's very underrated when it comes to his heel tactics, because when Chris Ford wants to take you off or wants to get a reaction, the man's gold on a day. He's on point, you know. And for that, you know, I'll always love to get in the ring with him, because like I love a couple of sequences that we do move wise, but it's you never know what to expect with him, man, because like something like that might happen. Like a fan might come trying to like, you know, rush up the stage to attack you, or something to where the whole entire room blows up. Like it's for sure.
Right. Yeah. That seems like it was a cool one. Any big names would you want to face against, or have you?
I have worked names in my career. Roderick Strong, I would love to work. Ricochet would be great. Are we talking names? Are we talking? You just want names?
Sure.
I wrestled Johnny Spear. What was that? A few months ago. I would love to actually have a like a main event match or like a 20-minute match with him, because like we opened up the show when we worked, but it was fun, great, like night in the office, right? Man, there's several that come to my head, but like ultimately, I want to get into a promo battle with MJF. Like I would love, like, you know, like I pride myself on like promos, and like not only promos but entertainment to its entirety is what I pride myself on. So like anytime like I have a microphone, like I get reactions. Like I can read crowds. Like one thing Rocky taught, man, was how to read a crowd is that entertainment aspect. And you know, that's what I love about this business. Like I love the wrestling aspect, don't get me wrong, but I am like an all-around like ordeal, like from a microphone to wrestling to entertainment. I'm not just a one-sided guy. Like I can do it all. You know, like I'm balanced. I'm well-rounded. You know, and I like to aim for the entertainment part of stuff. You know, so like, well, what gets your dollars worth? Like, do you want to see a 5-star match, or do you want to see a great match with entertainment qualities? You know, like. Sometimes, you know, like we get blessed in this world, you know, here and there, and we get like a Undertaker HBK 5-star entertaining match, you know.
Right.
But that's full like part of wrestling is the magic. You know, you never know which guys to pair with somebody, they just catch lightning in a bottle.
Right. Exactly. I was gonna say, have you ever think of like running like your own company?
So, running my own company, I mean, my father did it when he got out of the WWF and WCW and all that good stuff. And then being around that for a while. And then, like, some of my buddies today, you know, it's always thought about it. And it's been funny. I could see myself doing it. But I'd rather have, like, a side seat to it instead of, like, being the guy that owns all of it and doing I still want to perform, and I feel like if I went full hands-on and ran my own company, I would step away. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't wrestle. So like, if I owned it to its full entirety, then I don't think you'd see me lace my boots, and it would just be, you know, like a vision, and I would be living it underneath everybody else with scripts and storylines. Because like when I get out of this business, I want to be able to still have a part of it, but obviously when your body's beat up and you can't wrestle, you have to figure that part out. So it's like, what do I want to do? I'm directing and producing like storylines and like, you know, like behind the scenes stuff. Like that's fun to me. I love doing that stuff. So I don't know. It's a work in the projects, but no, owning a company, not in the cards. I'm talent relations director for NWE, which is fun. You know, like doing the booking and then getting to do some of the writing and all of that good stuff. So It's definitely a foot in the right direction. Some great stuff can happen, and I can't wait for like the next big thing to March 16th in Daleville, because we're about to put on for Alabama, and Alabama I don't think is ready yet for what the production and quality level and entertainment aspect of what NWE's really going to bring. I really kept like held back. I haven't really jumped on any podcasts and talked about what NWE is going to have to offer, or what it's going to be doing, or what's moving forward with it. So like, it's a really big surprise, and everybody's talking about it and blowing me up, asking questions, and I've kind of just let the curiosity kill the cat.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Well, we're gonna talk about the card of the show on March 16th in a minute, but is there anybody that we should be watching out for right now?
I don't know like what you're doing. There's always somebody to watch. As far as like guy that's gonna make it, you know, like WWE ID, I felt like kind of like try to steal that thunder from the indie guys, because it's like, you think with the way that they advertised it, you know, hey, we're helping you guys. Yes and no, because it's like those IDs get handed out to like, you know, certain people. It's not like any independent wrestler can just grab one. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, more details to go into the works on that. But yeah, man. I would definitely you gotta keep an eye on the Real Deal now. You can't single me out.
Right.
Always keep an eye. But no, man, like I would definitely check out the NWE roster, because there's like a lot of cats, you know, like Draven Lee, Vladimir Koloff, like Brimstone, like TJ Brady's a young kid coming up. We got to see what lies in store for him. Andrews, another one, Kimber Fox. Couple, like I'm telling you, man, like NWE is the reason why I'm excited for it, is because they went out and they sought after like really hardworking, well-driven like workers. So this is going to be an environment that is going to really put on for view and show. So like the entertainment aspect, when NWE comes out and it says it's entertainment, take it to the bank and take it to its word that it is going to be entertaining.
Okay, what's the card look like so far?
So we have a Chris Ford open challenge. We have yours truly. I'm going against Sage Scott coming up. We got Draven Lee versus Brimstone. We have a solid tag team match in there. We got a couple of surprises that are going to be on the show, whether it's segments. You know, I don't want to get too much into that because it is a surprise.
Okay.
But we got 5 stellar matches, and a couple of surprises up our sleeve, and some fun stuff for the post show. And you got to be there to see it, man. I don't want to give too much details on it, like I said, until we get it going and it's out there on film, because I'm telling you, NWE, nonstop wrestling, man, you're going to get it. I'm excited. I'm happy. I can't wait. I got everybody else on board. Like, we're all feeling it, man. Like, we're itching to, like, just hop in the ring and perform. So when you got a whole roster in the back ready to get out there and try to, like, do the best to their capabilities, man, you're going to have a hellacious show, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Have you done some, like, did you train anybody?
No, not for the NWE, but he is looking into training facilities and looking into like running their own compound. So, not gonna speak too much on that, because like I don't know like the full works of that. It's just like been brought up as far as executive meetings go. But yeah, NWE is looking into training facilities to offer a program for all wrestlers that are desirable, like, or new guys desiring to jump into the world of professional wrestling. So hopefully, if that's in the cards, man, like that would be great. But not much more info on that subject.
Okay. since your show is like a few weeks away, so cut a promo against your opponent.
You want me to cut a promo against my opponent?
Yes. This is the first time I'm doing this, so just go ahead.
Cut a promo. I don't know if I can cut a promo, man, because then I ain't got it on film. Just like I already got to cut one for the show, you know what I mean? So if I give you the sneak peek, it's gonna leak.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Throw it back to you. If you were to cut a promo, would it be face or heel?
Oh God, that's a hard one because I think I would go more of a face. I guess just because my personality. Yeah, because I would go for like a face. Because I think when I'm a heel, I get too much upset and get like real angry and just lose it. So I won't be that good for heel. I'll be the most hated and end up getting in trouble at the same time.
Man, welcome to wrestling, man. Because like, there's just some stuff you like get in trouble for it and just be like, what? Just, I feel like, what would your stage name be?
Oh God, I think it would be like one of my nicknames, either Big City or Arch Cutter.
Or what?
Big City or Arch Cutter.
Orange Cutter?
Arch Cutter.
Arch Cutter?
Yeah.
I think we could work a little bit with Big City. I don't know about the Arch Cutter. That kind of sounds like the go home. You know what I mean?
Right. But yeah, it's just the nicknames I've just grown up with. So yeah.
Yeah, no, man. The promos, dude. Those they're fun, man. Like when people ask me like that, like you do on like podcasts, sometimes I have fun with it, but like y'all always throw it like in my face, like so unexpected. Like, damn, man, you know, put me on blast like that.
But yeah, it was just like first time I ever like asked somebody to do that. So it was just out of the ordinary. Like, maybe why not? But because I know y'all want to get stuff saved up for the 16th and stuff like that. So I understand.
Yeah, I don't want to cut one specifically on my opponent because that's gonna take away my content. You know what I mean?
No, I get it. It's all good.
I have two promos that I have to cut like currently before I got one coming up on the 16th and I got one coming up on the 8th. So I'm actually speaking of promos. You kind of like got me over here on the wall now because like I got to film two of them and then punch those in. So it's gonna be pretty fun, man. I'll have to send you the copies whenever I throw them down.
Okay, cool. Where can people watch the Fed?
Where can they watch the what?
When they watch not just your matches but your company too.
Oh man, so like Nonstop Wrestling Entertainment has its own website. You can catch both of us on Facebook at NEW Nonstop Wrestling Entertainment, or I'm Jay Steele. I mainly do like TikTok and like YouTube. And Steele under YouTube, JAYDEN Steele with an extra E. TikTok would be Heel Flippy, like HEELFLIPPY. I do a lot of funny, goofy stuff over there. My content on my channels, I'll throw in a little bit more than just wrestling. You know, like I'll put like the traveling scenes behind things, and then like my skating journey, and like my explorations like around the U.S. So like we got a bunch of content over there, and then NEW also I believe has an Instagram. They got a couple of other social media. So we're going to be putting everything out there.
Yeah, because it seems like you guys are going to be expanding. So like, I can tell that's in the cards. So where would you want to expand at besides in like Alabama? Like, is there any other state that you want to expand to?
Yeah, so like we've already discussed it in a few meetings about expansion. It's definitely being in the works as we speak. Alabama, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Mississippi can even be on there if we wanted it to be. But those are the states right there to focalize on, because we like Alabama's going to be like a start point, but we want to actually make it like a circle, and like make a whole loop and like give nonstop wrestling entertainment to more local fans, and like the E of the Indies, like think premium. We want you to think NWE.
Okay. What titles are in NWE?
You're gonna have your tag team titles. You're gonna have your mid card and your upper card, and then your buttons.
Okay, that's cool. Before I let you go, you probably said some of this, but where can people like exclusively, find you?
For me, I'm most active on my TikTok, and then I've been adding on my YouTube. So Jayden Steele on my tube, or Heel Flippy on my TikTok. I got it linked, and honestly, if you type in Jayden Steele on Google, you can find all my media. It'll pull up.
Okay, cool. I appreciate you getting on. Thank you for the opportunity, and hopefully y'all be a success on the next month.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. Just want to give a shout out real quickly to my father. Thank you for training me. Everything that you give me, Dad. Rocky, God bless your soul. Justin, CEO from NWE, for the opportunity and the privileges and the things that I've got to put together before we got to the show. I got to thank the Lord upstairs, Jesus Christ, for allowing me to wake up every day and get to do what I get to do. My loved one, Bluebird, I know you'll be seeing this. And Creations UK, one of my sponsors. Definitely, without you, sir, you've done a lot for me. You pumped out a lot of content. So I just want to thank all of y'all, and anybody that I've missed, I apologize for if I haven't come up on the top of it with it yet.
Okay, pretty cool. So hopefully, we do this again, and maybe be like talk about what happened during the show and stuff like that. So maybe we can try to get back to this sometime.
Yeah, how about we set something up after the 16th, and you bring in the CEO of WWE, and you'll have the CEO and the talent relations director, and we can have a podcast. Yeah, sound fun.
Yeah, I'll take you on that. So I appreciate you being on here once again, and thank you.
Yes, sir. No, thank you for having me, man. It's always a pleasure to get out. Just like always talking about a like-minded person that's into wrestling, man.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
You didn't say before you go. You never told me what made you fall in love with wrestling.
Oh God, I would have to say, although I'm in odds with the guy, but my father was the one that got me into it. Like at times, spend time with him and just watch wrestling, and along with him and my grandfather. Then just been, I've been in and out of it like as a kid because at times can't have cable, but
yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, especially you catch it every now and then on TV and stuff like that. And I guess I got
like with pay-per-views, and it would always it would do the colorful little screen, and then at the end of the main event when they're coming out to the entrances, you get 3 seconds of a clear vision, and you're like, yeah. And then it's only commentary. You just hold it and listen to it just to hear the commentary play by play.
Yeah, that is true. Then got back more into it in the 90s. So that's pretty good. And my stepbrothers were into wrestling too, so that was cool, like them being into it. I think they, after the Attitude Era, they just stopped falling in love with it, but it wasn't for me. But for me, it was kind of I was busy with other things and it's starting to fall down on it. But then again, around John Cena, he was the one that made me get back into love with wrestling again at that time, and just been back on this ever since.
it's something that, like, wrestling's such a love-hate relationship because it's like you walk away from it, love for it from a kid, or you just got to get to it, or, you know, there's always something about it.
Oh yeah, it is. Yes, it is. And you know, seen some independent shows around Wisconsin and did a few shows myself, and just been, you know, trying to have WFSO grow. So just been focusing on that.
Definitely have to get up there in like Milwaukee or Green Bay and wrestle. Those would be on my list as far as like cities in that state go, you know?
Right. It'll be good to see you up here too. So yeah, I am.
Hey man, there won't sooner rather than later. Just give me some time.
Sure would. But like once again, appreciate you being on here and thank you. And hopefully everything goes good your way.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for having me. And until next time, real recognize real.
Yeah, you have a good one. There's a Real Deal Jayden Steele, everybody. It was actually interesting, and you know, just throwing out, you know, maybe like do a promo or something like that. So that's just something different that I just, you know, did. But I probably won't do that to everybody, but I just thought, you know, it was just interesting, just, you know, just to throw that on there. So yeah, I apologize to some of you guys that's on here that didn't, you know, I didn't get to you know, say hi to on YouTube. Ms. Eula Chinanga, sorry if I got your name wrong. Hello. Zanny, hello. Victor, hello. I think we're kind of like international, so because some of these names just seems like it's just from international. Mutt, hello there, and I think you're speaking in French. I don't know French, but just kind of like, you know, just looks some familiar. So I appreciate you guys that being on here. For you guys that's watching on Twitch, I'm sorry, but for WFSO 2, just kind of like it's like in a little bit in the dark. So probably I'm gonna do next time. I'm probably just gonna like shine some light on it. So hopefully, you know, get to see it because I did it last time, but then again, it kind of run my laptop to the ground. So please view us. We do live content like every day, almost every day, I should say. So, you know, please follow us on Twitch, either WFSO or WFSO2. So we're on both. I think, yeah, the next time we're probably gonna be live is gonna be talking about the Milwaukee Bucks game tonight. And I thought they was gonna be on the road, but they're gonna face Denver here at the Positive Forum tonight. So that should be a good game. And for you guys on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We're 4 subscribers away to get to 500. So that's the goal that we're going to get to right now. The main goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So hopefully we can get there. Please, you know, like, subscribe, check out over 2,500 videos and more. And there may be content like wrestling, Milwaukee Bucks, comic book stuff, and also developments that's going on here in Milwaukee. If you're interested in that, you'll like this channel. And also check out the website, wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com, with upcoming events in the Midwest. Also, photos that we took with wrestlers, and also other events that we went to, like for like Bucks events. So, you know, check that out. And plus, you know, we're going to get more information about, you know, Hernandez, because he's going to be a special guest that we're going to have on April 11th. So, you know, stay tuned for that. And hopefully, you know, get some things out the way, and hopefully we can do it. But anyways, that's pretty much it. And like I said, I appreciate it. Thank y'all for watching. Until the next video, which will probably be later on tonight, watching the Bucks game. I might have a surprise for y'all that I'm gonna do later. So just, you know, just watch out for it and stay tuned. And it seems like they say I got another interview at 6. So I really gotta look into that. Like, who did I put up? So I gotta look at that. If not, it'll probably end up being like interviewing the wife. So we'll see how that goes. Oh crap, I just spilled the beans on the surprise. So anyways, let me get out of here before I spoil more things. I say I appreciate you guys watching. Until the next video, you guys have a good one and see you later.